During the Season 18 Chiapas Public Test Server, or PTS for short, there were a lot of changes to vehicles that actually needed them. I reported these changes on videos here, but since finishing Season 18 now on the live server, I wanted to make a quick comparison video with the 3 best large heavy pullers in the game. But before that, I'd like to revive, or I would say compare, a few changes to trucks from old videos. One was a video called The Power of Heavy Tires, and the other was concerning downgrading tires for pulling potential. The Pacific P12 and the P16 were awarded 300 kilogram tires with a 2.1 multiplier for the rear tires. I reported this on the PTS a while back, but it's hard to say what sticks from the PTS and moves on to live server. So here, the P12 upgraded to the said tire weight allows it to pull much more weight. On Season 18, it did rather well with the special mission trailers, but here, as you can see it doing things it would never do pre-Season 18. But what if we apply the rule of downgrading tires? Well, with the all-terrain double tire, it actually outpulls some very strong vehicles that have very strong engines, like the one you're seeing from the prior test here. Now, I don't think you actually need to downgrade the tires on the P12 anymore in the game of SnowRunner. I actually ran this with special mission trailers in game on Season 18, and it did rather well. It was a gritty experience, to be honest. And keep in mind, this is a limit test, but if you're willing to trade a little bit of grip for more pulling potential, it's worth a try. Now on to what large heavy truck is the best in terms of pulling power. 2 vehicles were competitors before Season 18, the 605R and the Avonhorn. Despite these not having the highest sitting saddles in-game, they are the only 2 vehicles to pull the heaviest load on this limit test, until Season 18 that is. The Dairy Special, also noted on the video I made a while ago, got a buff to its tire weights from 200 kilograms to 500 kilograms. In a previous video, I outlined what would be the change to the Dairy if a 600 kilogram tire would have been added. But here we are with 500 kilograms, and it has been a great thing. Before this change, trucks with much lower torque ratings could outpull a vehicle with a very high torque like the Dairy Special, but no more, as you can see, because it happily runs up this slope, not having to downshift from low plus to low. Now on to the Season 4 Amore monster that we were given in June of 2021. This vehicle has been the top puller in the game. Despite not having a good saddle position, it still pulls weight with the best of them. The 605R is one that can crawl the hill better with a smaller tire option, but even with the custom tire, it managed to scrape and claw its way to the top of the slope. However, does this merit using a smaller tire because shorter tires actually pull weight better? I would say no, because the custom tire is pretty much amazing, and keep in mind this is a test slope, so it is never going to be like this in game. I've never actually had any trouble pulling or having pulling power issues with the 605R. Moving on to the Frankenstein DLC, which is the Dragon Wagons pack. The Avonhorn, through multiple tests versus the Dairy Special, both actually had instances of struggle, but consistently the Avonhorn pulled the hill faster by a few seconds. I think both trucks had their fair share of victory, but it's pretty clear the Avonhorn with a superior tire weight at 400 kilograms, and then you have to account it has doubles on the rear, so more tire weight equals more pulling potential. Also, you have to add in it has more power to weight than the Dairy as well, so very close trial here. While I was rooting for the 605R and the Dairy Special here, I think the takeaway is the Dairy Special has risen to be what it should have been from the start. Watching the Plaid 450 with 245,000 torque outpull it before was just a heartbreaking thing to watch. Since 2024, I've been keeping track of the Super Heavies and their pulling power, but I never really considered making a video. The second takeaway is that the 605R has been dethroned from this category, but it held this position since 2021. And what a fighter it was, all the way to the top there with its custom tires. It just clawed and scraped just to get there. It's held this spot since 2021, as I mentioned, Season 4 debut. Lastly, I think it kind of shows that some trucks get a little love here pretty late in the game, and some new trucks just come along like a wrecking ball. Overall, I think the changes to the Pacific P12, P16, and also the Dairy Special were much needed. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and potentially learned a few things along the way as well. So until next time, y'all, God bless and stay upright.